What's up, guys? My name's Noah. I make music as Haterade, and you're watching Sounds Good. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to make a drum and bass drop from scratch. If you're a beginner, this is going to be the perfect video for you to learn about all the elements that make up a good drum and bass track. Additionally, we're going to be using samples from this new pack from Evo Sounds called Odyssey. This is a pack that I personally had a hand in creating a lot of the samples for, and a lot of the vital presets. Frankie over at Evo Sounds is awesome. He's an amazing sound designer. Go check out the pack, especially if you want to follow along. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set our tempo anywhere between 170, 175. Faster pace is going to give us that drum and bass feel. So then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into samples here, and I'm going to grab some snares. I like that one, so I'm going to start building a loop here. Let's go with just 4 bars. Should like to start with a 4-bar loop. And then I'm going to put it on each sample on the 2 and the 4, like this. All right, now we'll drop in a kick. I like that one. And I usually like to have the kicks go on the 1. And then on the and of 3. That sounds pretty good. And you could get creative with your kick patterns and your snare patterns too if you wanted to have them offbeat a little bit. You could totally do that in drum and bass, but we're going to keep it simple for you guys who are just starting out. Now let's go into our hi-hats. Come in here, we're just going to go with straight 16ths. 16ths is a little fast. Let's go with 8ths. Okay, and then maybe some accents here. Go with an open hat here. I like that. That's cool. Let's put in a crash. Another thing we do is we could put in an accent snare. This is something that sort of adds to the groove a little bit. So I'm going to go into our snares here, pick the accent snare here, and I like to pitch these up a little bit. All right, so I think our drum loop is pretty good. So let's move on to the bass. I'm going to select a MIDI bass line here. I like this. Cool. So let's select one of our presets, and if you guys don't have the presets yet, I'll walk you through what makes the sound the sound. So I like this sound. You can hear that it's still a bass, but it has this higher tonality to it. And that's because we've got one oscillator down here at -3 octaves and the other one up 3 octaves and a 5th. When we take away the distortion here, you could hear that this sounds it no longer has that bassy tone. Check it out. Like, you can still hear that low end and you can still hear the high end, but when we run both of them through the distortion, it creates those extra harmonics and glues it all together and gives it some grit. So if you're looking to build something like this yourself, the main thing here is just creating an LFO that's on the level here for both of these and on a low pass filter. And adding a little bit of white noise too gives it a little bit extra. We could bump one of these macros here to give it a little bit of resonance. It's also helpful to sidechain your bass to your kick and your snare, which I have using Shaperbox down here. But you could do it with a compressor. You could do it with any other volume shaper. Kick 2 just came out. These are all useful sidechain options. Just pick the one that's right for your workflow. So this bass is sounding good. It's not really doing it for me yet. What I need to do is I need to add a sub. And I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm actually going to grab this serum instance and drop it onto my sub channel. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take away the higher oscillator here, so we're just left with that sine wave. Turn it up a little bit. And I've got an EQ here that's cutting off some of those higher frequencies. You can hear that sub bass adds a lot of weight to this sound. Now I'll take it away. So this sound is already sounding awesome, but I want to beef it up a little bit with an extra rack. And I'm going to use our Reese Destruction rack here. This one's awesome. So we've got our 4-bar loop. Let's make this an 8-bar loop and create a alternate melody here. So what I want to do when I want to create an extra melody here is I will go in and I'll turn on our scale guard. Okay, I like that. Let's add one extra element here. I want to add some ambiance that's really low in the mix, but gives us a nice little bass to work off of. Let's try that. One last thing you could do here is you can add in a drum fill at the end. I like to take away the last part of the drums, like all the percussion, and then bring in my snares and have them go crazy here. I like to go with like... And we'll cut that out here, that very last note, and I'll put a tom here right at the end. And I'm going to take that crash and reverse it all the way into the end. We could probably turn it up a little bit too. And that's how you make a drum and bass drop in Ableton. Want to thank you guys for watching the video. Remember, check out Odyssey from Evo Sounds. It's out right now. It's all the sounds we use today are from that pack, even the racks. The racks are awesome. Again, thanks for watching. If you guys want free sample packs, you can go in the description, grab the Clouds free sample pack. It's totally free. You guys are going to love it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week.